together to continue the conversation. So you've come a long, long way since IIT Bombay and then Microsoft Research. I can't keep up with the number of businesses you're running now. There's
It's only one called
Ola Money, Ola Cafe, Ola Boat. This is some business. And I know building a gigantic, I guess it's an infrastructure company as much as anything, that's not easy. So, December 2010, you launched. Was it entirely smooth between then and 2016, or were there some early moments you're happy to share with us?
It was anything but entirely smooth. You call it an infrastructure company. My parents call it a travel agency. So when I started off, my background is I'm an IIT Bombay grad, finished bachelor's in 2008, worked at Microsoft for 2 years. And to any average middle class, tier 2 family, tier 2 city family, that's like, oh, our son is on the way to the US and he'll do his PhD or master's or MBA. Or actually, till about 1 year ago, my dad used to ask me, when are you doing your MBA? And I said, Dad, can't you see I'm building a business? Why do I need an MBA? But so my dad was crazy. He thought I'm crazy. You're starting a travel agency. He couldn't understand why am I doing all these random things. Okay, so he didn't speak to me for a while, but now he's made peace with me. So he's okay. He still doesn't understand. So now he asks me, okay, when will the company turn a profit? Why are these people giving you so much money? Are you doing something wrong, beta? So that was the I think most Indian middle class families have an attitude like that. But thanks to the attention the startup ecosystem is getting now, from variety of people, institutions, it's become more acceptable to start up. One story, actually, I was just talking to Vani. This is such a wonderful setup here, and I just learned that it's the incubator. And Kunal and I were chatting about how our first offices were. So my first office was in a very seedy mall in Mumbai, in Bhandup, Mumbai, called Dreams Mall. You could read it Dreams Mall or Dreams Mall, depending on how you want to connect the characters. But that's the irony of it. So, and our office was in the basement. And in the basement there were shops. So we had a small 100 square feet shop, corner shop with 2 side shutters. So every morning we used to go open the shutter. One day my co-founder lost the opener, so we had to find an opener. And every weekends there used to be loud music blaring because it's a mall. People come shopping and people need to be entertained. And we had a call center in that mall. So from there 5 years ago to now, where this is such a wonderful setup for companies, you can just skip all those unnecessary steps of the early times when there's more support from the ecosystem, there's more mentorship, there's more infrastructure support, capital is more easily available. One small story on capital raising. So when the toughest round I've raised ever was my angel round. When I started Ola, I didn't have any money. I had between me and my co-founder, we had 2 lakh rupees, and we thought, okay, we have some money. And then we raised our angel round, and that was the toughest ever, because who was going to give money to a young, naive software engineer who started a taxi business? And that time, this whole transportation revolution that's happening now was not started. It was not the buzzword. Because we started off in December 2010. It was not the buzzword at all. In India, a taxi business, people thought you're crazy. And I remember I raised 34 lakhs. And I thought I don't need any more money ever. But these stories like these show how fast the learning is when you start up, especially if you are a young, first-time entrepreneur. So I had never run a business before. I'd been an engineer. So a lot of learnings along the way from every step.
And I think, what is it, $500 million so far that you've raised?
No, actually, 1.5.
1.5. Sorry. My numbers are outdated.
Yeah, you missed the previous 2-3 months.
There was dirt on my screen. So you managed to get over those early hurdles. Are you happy to share something that you got wrong, that is a bit embarrassing, that maybe other people won't do?
I think Mukesh shared all the embarrassing stuff. But those are the mistakes every young startup makes because it's the first time you're doing it. It's about a team. It's about raising capital at the right time, at the right value, scaling fast, putting in the right systems in place. I think most companies which are in a high transaction business tend to delay putting in systems and processes and institutionalizing these things soon enough, because you're always busy, or you need to hire this guy, you need to raise some funding, etc. So when I look back over the past 4 years, growing the team with you is very important in an institutional way, making sure the team knows how to do their job, because not only is your job as a founder changing every day, the team's job is also changing every day. And companies growing like this, people will not grow like this unless you train them properly. And most of the times people grow like this, and so every year you'll have to replace your entire team, so that doesn't work. So that's one major learning, that you need to institutionally grow your team.
I just got another quick question. There's another company operating in many jurisdictions, I can't remember what its name is, that has been really aggressively trying to build market share, and it's raised even more money than you, and they're not easy people to compete with. What do you think it is that's giving you that edge inside India?
I don't mind naming the company. It's not that those, like the Harry Potter thing, he who shall not be named. But when Uber came into India about 3 years ago, we were tiny. We were, I remember exactly because I was scared shitless. We were doing 2,000 rides a day, and we had 2 crores in the bank. That's it. If they wanted, and if they executed well, they could have just, within 15 days, crushed us. But what, when I look back, what worked for us, and still it's very early, we still have a lot of execution to do. But what has worked for us so far is the fact that we have, from a first principles point of view, always built for India and built ground up from India. And the reason we started the business was not, there's something called Uber in the US and we need to build it here. We had our own, starting position. We actually, Ola was not we initially started off with an outstation taxi service, which is a very different thing from what we are today. So we had our own ground level view of what India is, what India needs, and that reflects in the breadth of our platform. We today have an auto rickshaw service, we have a bus service, we have, we'll have a few more things. We have Ola Boats, like you said. That's it reflects in the breadth of our service. It reflects in the kind of brand connect our brand has in the real India, in the deep depths of India, be it the big cities or be it the small cities. And it reflects in how our drivers think about us, the brand we've built for the drivers, the facilities we've built for the drivers.